Not bad. Good timing. Some goals in here, hopefully. I'm Coulter Mackesy, attackman for the Boston Cannons.
Mackesy rifles one top shelf. A hat trick for the rookie.
Princeton graduate.
Mackesy shoots and scores! That's why he was the 4th overall pick.
And I've been stringing lacrosse sticks for my whole life. I think lacrosse sticks are so unique in sports, how customizable it is and how creative you can get. You know, you can really make it your own. To this day, you know, I use stringing as a little break from reality in a way where I can kind of shut everything off and just focus on making a stick just right for someone or for myself and sharing that experience too. I started playing lacrosse when I was 5 years old. I definitely loved lacrosse, but I think my first full passion in the sport was stringing. I started stringing seriously, you know, when I was like 12 years old, just learning on YouTube, and then ended up starting a stringing business called Lacrosse. Somehow this binder survived. It's got tons of like old stickers, but my mom actually made this for me. I kept a log of, you know, all my customers, all the costs, and then at the end, you know, expenses. Yeah, that's where I kind of learned the basics of starting a business. Shout out my mom for making this cool binder for me. Tiga strings actually started as a joke with a couple Princeton teammates. We started as like an Instagram page where we posted our sticks for over a year, and now it's kind of bloomed into a fully fledged stringing business where we offer the setups of some of the best players in the world. You know, your hands definitely take a beating stringing, so I had this old rain glove that I remember buying in Ireland on a trip with my dad. I converted it into my handy stringing glove, put some electrical tape around the fingers, and you know, it works like a charm, honestly. Not the most stylish piece of equipment in the world, but it's black and orange, so it looks like a little tiger, so it works out. Princeton, I used to string a ton of guys, but now stringing sticks for tons of guys I looked up to as a kid. You know, I strung one for Garrett Apple, one for Marcus. Apple was like, give me whatever, just put mesh in it. Same as Bryce Young, he was like, just make sure there's mesh in the shooting string. But then for some of the more offensive guys, it's more about copying their current setup and, you know, making sure they're throwing right and shooting right. Being able to string their sticks and watch them on the field and use it is definitely very cool. Not bad. Good timing. Some goals in here, hopefully. All right, this is my current setup, Maverick Tactic 3.0 on a Maverick Union. This is strung with STX memory mesh, 3 straights, a little less whip than I used to use. Yeah, I've been liking this setup. Works pretty well. If I were to tell young kids right now in lacrosse how to use stringing to their advantage, I think just learn the basics. I think, you know, you don't have to fully string your sticks, but I definitely think you should know how to adjust your stick, tie a shooting string, add whip, remove whip. Whenever the time comes, maybe you're in the middle of the game and your stick throws straight to the ground, just knowing how to adjust that on the fly I think is super valuable. The next setup, this is a Nike Alpha on a STX Fibra O. I used this my freshman year in the Final Four. It's strung with Hero mesh, 1 nylon, 1 shooter. It's definitely got a little bit too much hold and whip. Glad I didn't get stick checked. I don't really string sticks like this anymore. But yeah, I haven't used this in 4 years, so we'll see how it goes. Isn't that better than I expected? Growing up, I loved watching, you know, Matt Kavanaugh, Joey Sankey, Billy Bitter, You know, the Thompson brothers were a huge inspiration as well. I tried to mirror my game off them, take as much as I could from them, and also string their sticks here and there.
Yeah, the next setup is my wooden stick. This is a Etienne Martin. This was given to me by my uncle who used it back in the day in Canada. And I got it and all the traditional was like rotten and ripped, so I took it all out and restrung it with some Strung King 4X, one shooter. You know, this is where lacrosse started, and to see the technology compared to this today is very special, and you know, I'll keep this forever. Yeah, we'll see how it shoots. Oh, how you doing? Not good for the range shooters. Oh, come on. There we go. Rival.
You know, lacrosse has so much history around the stick, from the days when it was made out of wood and now to the days when it's made out of plastic and metal. And having the head, which is kind of the focal point of your stick that carries the ball and that does everything for you, being able to customize that the way you want, you know, makes it feel so special and makes it feel like it's yours. That was a perfect outlet for my creative side and also my passion for sports.
Pretty cool stick to have. Maybe not the best for performance, but keep this forever. All right, next setup. This is a Brian Clutch Elite on an ECD Focus. This was actually a gift for my dad that I bought him back in the day. This is dyed by Styling Strings, old stringing dyeing company.
I kind of just fell in love with all the stringers back then. Obviously, East Coast Dyes is one of like the biggest ones now. I've definitely been following them since day one. All their tutorials I remember watching, trying to master how to string. Throwing a string was a big one growing up. Styling Strings, 𝐓𝐇𝐄 Spartan Strings, shout out Stelios and Jesse. They were big growing up too.
See how it goes. Right in the goalie stick.
I remember the early days of when Paul Rabel was making YouTube videos, and you know, whenever he made a weapon of choice video and it popped up on my YouTube, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the best day ever. I could finally get an in-depth video of what he was using. And back then when someone released a YouTube video on their stick, I jumped all over it.
Yeah, this last setup, Nike L3 on a STX 𝐓𝐇𝐄 𝐋𝐀𝐂𝐑𝐿. This is strung with ECD Hero 3, 2 straights and a nylon. This stick definitely means a lot. This is what I broke the Princeton scoring record with off a pass from my guy 𝐓𝐇𝐄 𝐋𝐀𝐂𝐑𝐿. Had an unbelievable time at Princeton, and you know, wouldn't be anywhere without those coaches and all my teammates there. So we'll see if it still works.
Being able to like use the sticks that my favorite players were using was like a dream of mine. And now being in the position that I am, I'm trying to allow kids to do the same thing. You know, Tiga strings and what it holds for the future, I think that's going to be kind of our main offering, is trying to give kids the opportunity to use sticks that are used by their favorite players.